being automatically uploaded to YouTube being public, I have this one as unlisted. So only those that have the link will be able to hear us. So, all right, guys, welcome to our leadership hangout. We are going into week 5, and you guys are doing really, really amazing. I love listening to your videos. I know I haven't commented on them all, but I'm listening to them as I can. I will make sure that I comment. That's something that I am going to go back, and I'm going to do that for you guys so you guys have that feedback. Love how you guys are becoming more comfortable in front of the camera, and that's part of the reason why we do that. So many things you guys can do for your business and for yourselves and for the brand that you're creating for yourselves in video, and your comfort level just gets better, and your ability to share content just gets better the more you have exposure. And we stop looking like that deer in the headlights once the green light comes on, the more chances we have. So, and even if you don't think you've grown, go back and watch that first video you've done and count all the ums you did, or count all the and you'll see how from then even to just last week's video, you've completely grown, and you can see your confidence, and you can see it in your eyes, and you can see it in how relaxed you are. So take a look at that. If you don't think that you have growth, always look at the first one and then look at where you're at with the most recent. So that is the reason we do the videos, not so that you guys have busy work or just to put something up there, but it's to help you long term. And sometimes when we're forced to do something that's super uncomfortable, it ends up being a really amazing area of growth. So that was for that. So this week, what we're going to do is talk a little bit about, it's going to be very similar from what we've done in the past, is talk about something that you're most proud of this week, and then share with us something that you did to fail forward. Okay? For me, the thing I'm most proud of is I didn't have a nervous breakdown after only having 4 hours of sleep every night. So it's been crazy, and still kept my head above water for the most part. Required a lot of to-do lists, and then had 8 girls over that are really good at screaming and being loud for Halloween. So it was kind of bizarre, but I know it has nothing to do business-wise, but for me it was for me, just being able to feel like I wasn't kind of losing it, sleep. I don't do very well with sleep, with my husband working 3rd shift, and supposed to be going 2nd here soon, but I'm not seeing that yet. So for me, that's been good. This week, my plan is to get more sleep. That is my plan, and okay. In terms of how did I fail forward, I feel like in this group, I posted what I needed to post, and then I was gone. So if you kind of felt like that, that's because that's what it was. I did like the bare minimum in every single group that I'm part of, because I felt like if I at least was doing that, then everybody could kind of do their job and what they were supposed to do and stuff like that. And I've kept things afloat, and I don't think that that's good enough, but that's where I was this week. So I'm using this week to go back and kind of repair that. So if you guys ever get that way, don't feel like you failed as a leader. It's just sometimes just stuff happens, and you have to do bare minimum. Sometimes that happens, and that has to be okay, because if it's not, then you'll just stress yourself out with trying to find time where there probably really isn't anymore, especially if you have had weeks where you feel like every minute of your day has been scheduled. So if you feel that way, do your bare minimum, keep yourself afloat, and then you can kind of repair whatever you need to do or go back the next week. That's my plan anyway. So I'm going to look. Carrie, you're on my left again. I always go left to right, and Carrie's first. Are you okay with that? I could start and go right to left.
Oh, it doesn't matter. I won't screw you up. It's fine.
All right. Carrie's going to go first. And one thing you're most proud of and how you failed forward this week.
All right. Proud of it. I cleaned my office. Did you guys see the picture?
Did see that.
That was because I was having a nervous breakdown trying to record How to Earn as a Beachbody Coach. And Carrie, I've listened to yours about 18 times now, on top of Mindy Wender's about 18 times, and I'm trying to merge it down and I was stressing myself out. If I swore one more time on camera, I was gonna lose it. So that was distractions. So I cleaned up my office. There was huge proudness of me. My husband helped me, and I walked into it for this call tonight. Dawn and I had a Google Hangout with our challengers, and I just walked in the office. I'm like, this is nice. This is nice. So that's something I'm totally proud of. The Warriors and I are stepping up and doing our own 5-day sneak peek, which was thrown on to me by the new coach Lisa on our team, that she's just totally moving and grooving. So she's like, let's do it, or I'm going to do it on my own. And I'm like, wait, don't do it on your own. So we're doing it and failing forward. Totally failing forward with everything. Google Hangout has been a complete fail for me. I tried probably like 10 different links, and then that's another swear word. But Carrie really helped me figure out how to get them unlisted and how to do that stuff. So I'm okay now with that. And Dawn and I are going to use it tomorrow for a one-on-one to screen share a couple things. So that's a really good tool. So overall, good week and feeling good.
Awesome. And you want to know what's funny about my How to Earn video? I did that at like 3 o'clock in the morning one day. Because I, like you, watched it one too many times. I've watched Mindy Wenders. And I took my notes, and every time I did it, I felt I screwed it up. And I'm like, oh. So finally, I'm like, I need this because I need it for the next day.
Right.
And I felt like I looked so tired, but I tried to put makeup on to make myself not look as tired. And so, yeah, I get it. That's the longest video.
Well, I'm trying to make it like yours was so condensed, and it was still like, I think, like 15 minutes. And I'm like, can I do this? Can I do this? So I don't know. We'll see. We'll see.
You can. I took notes and I set them up against my computer because nobody else could see them.
Right. Okay.
Bullet points, and then once I saw the bullet points, and I knew it would keep me on track, and I knew what to talk about. But I loved her example of just 2, you know, and I used my big whiteboard, and yeah. So totally got you there. All right, thank you, Carrie. Dawn, you're next.
Yay! Okay. What was it? What we failed forward at? Everything. Just everything. It seems like there's a little bit of success and a little bit of failure in everything I do. I'm working on trying to come out of my comfort zone with technology this week. I'm going to go over the Google Hangout with Carrie tomorrow, and I just need to know, like, if I ever want to do this I've had challenge groups that are just my own. And I should be doing this, especially, you know, I have a lot more interest in the reset with my recent, you know, doing the reset, and a lot of people are like really, you know, I'm really interested in transitioning into a vegan lifestyle for a while, and a lot of people I know are doing the Whole30. So I really have to get this kind of under control as far as my technology. I don't have a lot of problem with videos, except I say a lot, and I don't know why. Is there something behind that? Is there like a psychological thing? Is there a reason that we say Is it because we're thinking?
I think it's a filler, and I think when I get nervous, I say it more. Or if I'm not as prepared, I say it more.
Okay, so for me, it must be not as prepared because I wing it. I think I really wing a lot of things.
Mm-hmm.
So maybe I'm just flying by the seat of my pants a lot, and so I'm always like. So yeah, but success, was that the other part of it? The success that we had this week?
Yeah, one thing you're really proud of.
Well, I guess, bless you. I guess the fact that we have come together, a couple of us, and created this sneak peek and made it, you know, kind of just us, that people that we know will be in there. That's pretty cool. And I'm sending another challenge pack to New Zealand, which is awesome because that's a big one. She's one of my first challengers when I was a brand new coach back when T25 first came out. She ordered, and I was able to ship it to her. Her mom paid the $80 shipping over to her, and she's blowing it up. She has a boot camp at her house. She has her own group. She has like 3 challenge groups going. This is a huge success. If Beachbody ever gets to New Zealand, she will be your first $1 million coach, because she's literally charging people $25 a week to come do boot camp at her house, and she does the T25 videos, and now she's so stoked she's getting PIO, and she's getting the kickstart. But yeah, that's a huge success. Yeah.
Excuse me. She's the one who did a video, didn't she, on one of the Beachbody sites? Didn't she, on one of the like page, she did a video about you
Yeah.
and your challenge and how she wants to become a coach in New Zealand?
Yeah, that's probably her.
I saw it.
She does not quit. She does not quit.
That's awesome. That's awesome. Thank you, Dawn. Excuse me. I don't know what's going on with my throat. Like, I have this tickle and it won't go away. See, I just did I said It was a filler. It was a filler. Okay. Erin, you're next, girlfriend. One thing that...
Oh, sorry.
Yeah. I was going to just remind you what it was in case you forgot. You know, one thing you're most proud of and how you failed forward this week.
Okay, so I think my success for the week is I had everybody who I wanted to invite laid out, and I sent all those messages out, and I already have my list for this week. So I always do that 'cause, like, Monday, I usually do a lot of my inviting on Mondays and throughout the weekend, so that was nice to kind of feel prepared for that. Also, Debbie Carey, who you actually connected me with, who's Team on Fire, to do the NPC competition, she sent me like a plan, and so I'm kind of like starting to train for that, and she's awesome and super supportive. So today was like prepping my food all for next week and like doing all of that. So I'm really excited. It's just a lot to take in at first, and trying to figure out all that, and like Googling all different types of stuff, like how, just anything and everything about those competitions to try to like get myself ready. And then I think fail forward, I think just like personal development, kind of talked about it in my video. Like, I feel like I've been like focusing on trying to do personal development for a bunch of other stuff. I kind of got away from the fail forward this week, so trying to catch back up with that, and was doing some personal development for my classes that I teach, and connecting with the gym that I go to about hosting something there, and they're interested in it. So just trying to get out there, but making sure that I'm not getting too far away from the fail forward.
Awesome. So do you have a date for your first competition?
Yeah, it's February 21st, if I can make that one. If not, it's going to be one in April. Hopefully it'll be February if I can get there.
That's awesome. And then maybe even the 21-day Fix Extreme in February might help. See where you're at, in your journey too. If you're doing really well with the plan that they have, if you're kind of feeling like you're struggling, that might be something.
Mm-hmm.
That might get you there. That's awesome. Very cool. All right, Jennifer, you are muted, so you're going to have to unmute yourself so that you don't talk to yourself.
Gotcha. Thank you. Okay. What did I fail forward at? Everything, life, all of it. It was funny when you were talking earlier about, oh, your videos have come so far. I literally did my video today like 10 times and would say, and I'm starting over, and I'd click the button and start over again. Oh, I'm going to start over again. So I still hate videos. But no, honestly, it's been a rough week. I know what my problem is. I know what things I have to deal with. So until I get those things sorted out, I think I'm just going to continue to just have weeks that suck, and then hopefully have weeks that are just totally awesome. What am I proud of? I'm proud of that I'm on this call right now. the Steelers are playing, and I'm, decided that my focus should be here instead of watching them lose to the Ravens. So I'm proud of that. No, I'm proud that I'm still, on this journey. It's just, it's I think it's nice that this group is helping me learn a lot about myself, and I've always had, fear issues and afraid to fail at something, and I totally understand when everybody says to not try is to fail, and I get all that, but it's it's just a learning journey for me. So I'm still happy to be here with y'all, and like I said in my video, I'm really encouraged by listening to you guys and hearing your stories and ideas and the journey that you're on. So if for anything, giving me some encouragement with that. So you guys rock. I hope one day, I hope to be like you, Dawn. I want to be like you when I grow up.
I love you. I'm so glad to see you tonight. I miss you.
Right back at you.
Awesome. Awesome. And keep us posted on how we can help you, with what you're going through with your weeks that suck.
Okay.
Because we all have weeks that suck. And I know that you were kind of struggling with or wanting to work with kind of pull yourself away from a lot of responsibilities that you kind of couldn't say no to. And that can feel really icky to try to get out of that too, especially once you're in it. I think it's easier to say, I'm sorry, I'm already committed before you. And just have that not be an option. But once you're in it, it can feel really uncomfortable. So even if you struggle there, share with us on our page, because we could probably share some things with you on how we mustered up the gumption to do it, because we've all been there,
Well, and I think one of my problems is too, like these doors open and I talk to people and all of a sudden I come to this point where I know what I should say, but it just doesn't come out. And it's like there's a contact that I feel like I just totally blew it with. Like I did it again today at church, and I was like, I can't believe the words coming out of my mouth are not, I don't feel like I'm helping anybody or I'm making that connection. But then at the same point, I forget who I was just talking to today. It may have been my, Abby, my upline coach, but that said that even though they're not liking or commenting on what you post on Facebook, they're still reading it and they're still seeing it. So even though maybe I'm not saying the right things right now, I hopefully planted that seed that'll grow eventually. But I feel like I just am not communicating with people how great Beachbody is and Shakeology and what it can do for you. And because I know what it's done for me, I just haven't been able to find that niche, I guess, of how to share that.
Can I add something for that?
Yeah.
I used to have that icky feeling all the time because I came from another MLM years ago, and I always felt icky. But if you change that to not even thinking about Beachbody, we were at dinner. My husband's family came into town, and I didn't want to mention it. I just said, are you graduating from college? Are you in college around here? She said, actually, I just finished. Why do you ask? I said, do you play sports? You look like a field hockey player. She's like, actually, I just got done competing for weightlifting, like Mr. and Mrs. Cleveland or something. She was really proud of that. I said, I always like connecting with people that are mindful. And I said, I would love just to connect with you. I didn't even mention Beachbody. So she's like, I love that. So we exchange things, but it's just to connect with her. So don't even think about Beachbody. Think about complimenting that person, getting to know them, because people are in such need of good associations these days, they can't find them. So just get that first association. Don't even worry about Beachbody, because that will come. That will totally come if it's right.
Okay.
And Jennifer, what do you feel like you're, like when you are talking to somebody like at church and you say you feel like you don't have the words to say, like what is it that, where's the conversation going? Is it that are you just talking about your own journey and you don't know?
Well, and it's almost like with everything. I mean, like today we were talking about how it's a friend of mine, how she's been running a lot more and she's been losing, some weight, and how her daughter who's in high school just doesn't eat well, and and I'm like, oh, well, y'all should try Shakeology. And as I'm saying it, I'm like, this isn't the way, to be like, hey, jump on the bandwagon with me.
Do you know what I say? I say I don't even in those situations. I say I talk about, wow, that's so incredible. I was in the same place or at such and such time, but then I'll just say, I'm a fitness coach and I do a lot online with helping people, and then I say we should connect that way. It's a way to open those doors without saying you should try Shakeology. You know what I mean? So
Let me make you a shake. Yeah.
I have one over here. Go ahead, take a sip.
it makes you feel less like a salesperson, and it really just opens the door. And I wrote people's names down that their name is real weird on Facebook. I'm like, do you mind if I write that down and send you a friend request? And they're like, yeah, sure. And then when I send them the request, they're like, you found me, and if it's somebody and you're like, wait, do you use Facebook, or here's my email, but I always try to get theirs too, because a lot of people give yours out and they won't email you.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Let's
Thank
exchange
you.
emails, But I don't know, just let them know you have I'm a fitness coach, and I love helping people with this kind of stuff, and I would love to help your daughter. So.
Yeah.
Yeah, totally. And I do the same thing as Dawn. It's more of, I hear it, I validate their concern and say, you know what, if you want, we could exchange information and we could talk a little bit further, about your needs and see if I can be of help. Did you want to do that? Most people are like, yeah, absolutely. Because we all have our free monthly challenges. Even if they're not ready for a challenge group, there's something you can connect them to with your support, and they're going to discover that you're a Beachbody coach from how you post, what you do, watching your journey. You don't have to do all that. Now, can you fix all those moments you kind of spewed it? Because we've all done it. Yes, you can. Go back to those people and say, hey, you know what? Do you remember when you were telling me about, your needs? I want to apologize because I really didn't give you a chance to share more about them. Would it be okay if we exchanged information? You can fix all of that, and people are so forgiving. So use this as a learning experience, because once those things came out of your mouth, you felt uncomfortable, so then they were uncomfortable.
Yeah.
Did you feel that?
Yeah.
You can fix it. Be real general, and then because you're just looking to get their information and connect with them, so you then can develop a relationship with them and help them long term. You're looking long term to help them, not a wham bam thank you ma'am.
Yeah.
You're not a one night stand kind of girl. Well, maybe when we're in Vegas watching the one show, maybe, but Yeah, so no, that good stuff, and that stuff everybody can learn from. And here I did. It was a filler. My thing I wrote down for you too, and I circled it so I didn't forget, is be a need filler. Be a need filler for people. If they have a need and you can fill it, let's exchange information. We can talk a little bit more. The more general you are, the more agreeable people are to say, yeah, let's exchange information. Then you can form them. At that point in time. And people are excited because not a lot of people are out there that want to help other people, without expecting anything in return. Because you'll have some people who are connected to you forever and take part in your free challenges all the time, but never do anything other than that. And that's okay. That works for them. So that's okay. We honor them where they're at. But yeah, you'll have fun and practice that. Make that a goal to practice that once or twice to just get to the part where you say, hey, you want to exchange information. You'll feel like even if they don't want to, you got to that point, and that's a victory. That you did that. That you shared that, instead of saying, hey, I've got this Shakeology in this delicious glass. See the condensation? You know what I mean? So, and that's. All right. Did anybody else want to add to that? That was a really good conversation. Thank you for sharing that, Jennifer. And thank you for sharing Carrie and Dawn.
I'd like to say something. I wanted to encourage you because you're very knowledgeable in Shakeology, and obviously you asked your friend, some questions to find out what was going on in her life. So I would just say feel confident about what you have in your hands, because obviously there is a need, and I think it's more of just building your confidence and knowing that you have something to offer of value, for your friend.
Yeah.
So that's all. Thank you.
And to go along the lines of that, like, it's okay to share something with somebody that they purchased from you, and it's okay for you to receive that commission. It's okay. You know, you receive a salary for being a teacher, for giving a service, you know. So, and sometimes people find it so difficult and so uncomfortable for people to buy something from them that they're profiting from. And it's a mindset. And if you're there, you'll get over it. One day it won't be there, and you'll go, oh, I totally get it, what people mean. It's a mindset. You know, it's just that personal development, it'll happen. But with that will also come more comfort. And the more, like Carrie always says all the time, you know, when you take action, you know, the fear decreases and your skill set increases. So just by practicing and saying, I'm going to just try it and see if when I'm talking to someone, if I get to that point and say, hey, and I'm going to be real laid back, act like it's totally cool, and see what happens. And when you walk away with that email, it's going to feel like the biggest party. You're like, yes, I did that. And then share that with us when that happens, because that's a big deal.
Okay.
Awesome.
Thank you guys.
Welcome. Okay, Julia, how are you this evening? I love your scarf.
Well, thanks. I'm all right. A little tired today.
Yeah. Thank you for being on.
Oh, yeah. So, I kind of had the same kind of week that Carrie had mentioned, Carrie Bojarski. It wasn't bad, it just wasn't great. So I, was posting what I needed to post, and that was really kind of it. I don't really know why. I don't feel, one way or the, I don't feel like I don't feel blah. I just know that I just didn't have a good week, whether I didn't focus or, I'm not sure. So this week I will be looking to fix that. However, I am most proud of, I connected with, so there's military spouse, there's a spouse group, basically a Facebook group here, and I get so frustrated because every single time I see anything in there, somebody asking about T25 versus PIO or anything like that, there's another Beachbody coach out here. I've never met her. I just, like, as soon as there's a question, somebody tags her. I'm like, so I usually just forget it, like, oh, they already tagged that chick, whatever. Well, I didn't. So I kind of watched what they were talking about. The spouse was on there asking about, she was going back and forth between PIO and T25 actually, and so everybody's just kind of, there were probably 3 or 4 different coaches, which I didn't realize. I haven't met them and connected and whatever. And so they're all on there, like, trying to sell themselves and, things like that. So I just sent her a quick message, and I said, hey, like, what are you looking to do? Like, what are your goals? Everybody's throwing kind of all this information at you. I didn't mention anything about Beachbody coaching or anything like that. It just said, everyone's telling you what you should do and what they do, but what do you want to do? What are you looking to do? Because there's a big difference in those two programs. So we just kind of got to talking about our goals and this and that. And, she talked about price. I took a page from Carrie Bojarski's book that I've heard her say before, talking about the free upgrade to, to coaching or to whatever. I forget how you talked about it before, Carrie, but we talked about that. And she's a military spouse, so some of those, the benefits of that. So she asked for quite a bit more information. She just messaged me earlier today and asked me, what she would have to do to sign up. And so so even though I had not the best week, I was pretty proud of that, because usually when I see any kind of questions on there and they tag that other coach right away, I'm like, oh, I'm not even going to try. But that's what people want. They want to connect. They don't want to hear, like, oh, do this, and I'll sell it to you, and I'll help you with this. And so I'm just like, well, what do you want to do? What are you trying to do? So I was pretty excited about that, because that's definitely out of my comfort zone.
Yeah.
And you were rewarded for going out of your comfort zone.
Right.
Mm-hmm. Good for you. For you. And you know what? Just because people tag that other coach doesn't mean that that person has to be theirs, because that
Right.
person may not be their client. They're just tagging because that maybe they've got a friend in there. So it's okay. If they are connected to her, they'll tell you. You know what I mean? And then you honor that. But it's okay for you to talk to people and help people in there. And also, too, you know, there's other Facebook groups of things that you have common interests in as well, too. So I was going to say, if you kind of were feeling defeated in that group, you also don't have to be in that group. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? You have to, like, that's not your be-all, end-all. But
Right.
I love that you were actually able to say, well, what is it that you want? Let's talk more about that. And you set yourself apart because nobody else did that with her.
Right.
Mm-hmm. Good for you.
Okay.
Yeah. And if she, you know, of course she wants to know how to sign up, but if she's wanting to know a little bit more, sneak peek wise, we have that one starting tomorrow. You can always add her to that if she wants. If she doesn't want, we have one coming on in 2 weeks. Where
Okay.
she has more information about coaching. You know, we can always hook her up to the Getting Started Right training as well, and you'll send her the welcome email. But, you know, walk through that. Tracy's got all that. You know, she'll walk you through that
Right.
for sure. So good for you. That's really exciting. That's a big victory. That's a big
Yeah,
victory.
I'm excited.
Good for you.
Yeah.
So which program did she decide on?
Well, she actually wants to get, she went away from PIO, and she asked about 21 Day Fix then. So I talked with her about that a little bit. So she wants to get the 21 Day Fix and T25.
You know what would be a good one if you can get her to do it is the new coach, the $100 profit one where she gets P25 and P90X, and she'll get Shakeology samples, her bags, her Shakeology catalog, her product catalogs. It's only like $295, but it's like a $400 value or $500 value.
Right. What comes in it? T25 and P90X?
I will post a picture of it for you. It's
Okay.
amazing. I'll post a picture in the group for you.
Yeah.
All right.
Awesome. It's awesome.
Yeah.
If she's gonna, yeah, it's awesome. It's a good one. And then she gets the free upgrade to coach as well.
Yep. Totally worth it.
You're pretty heftily as well, which is nice. Okay, good stuff. So how did you fail forward this week? Was that when you were saying it was your crappy week or something and you were bare minimum?
Yeah. So my focus this week is to not do the bare minimum.
Got it. I know for me, I didn't even get to physical therapy. It was that crazy of a week. I'm like, I don't even have an extra hour and a half every day to go there. Like, I just can't, you know. So I did my own physical therapy at home. So it worked out. All right. Thank you, Julia. Miley.
Hello. Well, for me, you know, it's funny. I had mentioned in my video too. This past week, I felt kind of the same way that you did, Julia. Like it wasn't my week last week wasn't the greatest, but it wasn't the worst week. It just kind of felt like I don't know. There wasn't. I definitely am always failing week to week. So, but it just was one of those weeks where I'm just like, gosh, I don't think that I really got a lot that I wanted to get. But then again, when I think about the thing that I am most proud of is really, as you know, our team has been talking about, we've been preparing for our own 5-day sneak peek. So we've been doing a lot of recording videos and just kind of game planning a lot about the things that we need to do as leaders to grow our business. You know, and I know for myself personally, one of the things that I just felt like kind of crappy about last week was realizing that my coaches that I do have on my team are becoming inactive. You know, so but it's, with that said, again, opportunity that, you know, we're planning and preparing for continuing growth. So that's kind of where I've been trying to keep my mindset that, you know, I'm doing the best that I can week to week. And like you said, Carrie, you know, time is so tight. You know, sometimes you're in so many different groups or you're doing so many different projects for your business that you're like, where am I going to find the time? You know, so at the end of the day, I just say, hey, I have my work list, and I'm doing the best that I can. And even though I'm identifying some coaches that are becoming inactive, I just know that there's still opportunity to grow my business. So it's actually pushing me forward, you know. So, and so that's kind of how my week has been going. And I also thought, moving forward, that I want to start doing more free challenges. You know, maybe, you know, once every month or once every other month, but I want to start doing different themes, you know. So like this past free challenge that I did was faith and fitness, so now I'm kind of thinking of other ways to kind of, I guess, gravitate towards different types of audiences, you know, like mothers and fitness. I don't know, just kind of coming up with different ideas that I could, you know, use. So that's pretty much been it.
Awesome. And it's funny, back when, to kind of piggyback on what you were sharing, Miley, is there was a time before I was listening to Jody's call on how to invite, where I was thinking, you know, that I needed to do something different. And then I'm like, no. What I did is I lost focus on my free challenges. You know what I mean? So I had to get back to offering one a month again. You know, I'm like, how did I lose focus of that? You know, and I did. And from that, you guys will find with your free challenges, you'll see people rise up that are natural leaders, that are doing things that we would be doing, supporting other people. Those are people that are great to invite to a 5-day sneak peek. Those are the people that are saying yes and that are honored, you know, to have that invite from you. And the people that are in your challenge groups that have already seen amazing success, and people that are already ordering multiple things every single month, to invite those people, there's already a mutual, you know, interest. There's already you know, I don't want to say you don't have to do as much work, but they're already in. Does that make sense? It's just viewing a little bit more, and so many fears are squashed in the conversations of the 5-day sneak peek. The magic of the 5-day sneak peek is what happens in the comment section of the daily posts for the videos, where the coaches are participating in that and then sharing their own experiences, or adding, you know, a value to that particular post in that video. And I've had very good feedback from people who have worried about things, and seeing that other people felt the same. It's different from hearing it from one person that they felt the same, but when they see other people were the same as well, they're like, okay, I really don't have to be perfect, so maybe I could do this. So that is going to be really helpful for you guys, and you'll find that you're following up several times even after the 5-day sneak peek. I'm still making appointments from the sneak peek that started 2 weeks ago this week with people, you know, getting schedules connected. And you know, it's been good, you know, and I've invited more people this time. And what I started to look at is who's always liking stuff on my Facebook page, who's always commenting, even though they've never, you know, been wanted to be part of the challenge, who's always there. And a guy from college that I used to know, he calls himself a late bloomer. It's really funny. Long story for that one. But I invited him just with the simple way that I'm inviting with Jody's, you know, system. And he's like, you know what? He goes, I've been looking, you know, for ways to make extra money, and it wouldn't be a bad thing to hear more about what you do. Absolutely, add me. You know, and it's just one of those things that if you already have, you don't have to look or think of who do I invite. Look at the people who are already there, who are already like, pick me, pick me. And they just don't have the confidence to say, yes, I'm interested, because most don't know if they're qualified. Most don't think they're good enough, okay? So when you reach out to them, they're like, really? You think, sure, I'd love to take a look. You think I could do this? Well, let me take a look. So it's a confidence booster for them, too, and it's really an honor for people, for you to tell them why you want to invite them to it, because what you notice about them, what you value about them, what they're doing in your group already, and how you really feel that they would be really great at it. You know, can you add them to the group? You know, so those things have been really beneficial for me and very helpful, and I think you guys will find those helpful too. But if you guys have any questions, you know, let me know. I'm happy to help. And if there's something you guys find is working really well in your 5-day group, let us know too. Every time I've done one, I've changed something, you know, just to try to help with more participation going on in the group. More, you know, like this last time I started to do 2 posts. The morning post with the video, then the post later in the evening between 8 and 9, just to let people know that there was a post and kind of bring that present for people who maybe were already working or sleeping for the day, so that they could see there was something going on in the group. And I feel like that helped. And then this time I also started to add in coaches and let people know where I was at in the process with certain people, and congratulating coaches for joining the team in that group so people could see that people were joining. So that was something new that I added, and I like that. I like that touch. And if you're on LinkedIn, don't be afraid to do a post on LinkedIn. 2 people in that group, 2 men, which is really bizarre because I don't attract men. Not like that, but in the business, I don't attract men. I was really shocked. I was really shocked when we had a really good conversation, and he needs to lose like 100 pounds, and this guy found me on LinkedIn. It was part of the thing. We've got him pre-enrolled and all that good stuff, but and then another guy's from New Jersey. I have a hard time understanding him because he speaks Spanish naturally, but I'm getting there. So he's choosing his program, and you never know. Weird things have happened, right? I don't know. We need more men on our team, but
I agree.
Don't be afraid to share where you're at. If you're on Instagram, share it there with a link that they can just join your group, and then before you approve them, start a conversation. Hey, I see you're requesting to join our sneak peek group. What makes you? I'm curious. How did you hear about it? Start the conversation. You don't just have to add people. Start the conversation. Then you're going to connect as friends. You know what I mean? And then get them connected to you as a free member as well as they take the sneak peek. Because when they decide, they might not decide that week. They might decide a month down the road, or they might decide 2 weeks later, 6 months later. Then they'll be connected to you. But then they can be part of your free groups. They can be part of your next challenge. I've had people say, I don't want to coach, but tell me more about this challenge, because I have high cholesterol and I want to lose 20 pounds. So it's a win-win. All the people that have an interest in wanting to see more, there's a way you can connect them to you if they don't want to be a coach. What's your next challenge coming up? And if you don't have one, make one up. Make one up and then get it going. So, because nobody knows. You didn't think about it till then. So, but it gives them a place to go and hang out and a place for you to be helpful and them to see more what you do. You guys remember that shoe salesman that I met last year when I was trying to find a pair of shoes for P90X3 cross trainers?
No, I think
he was at Dick's, and we started talking, and one thing led to really good customer service. One thing led to another, and he was telling me about how his hours were getting cut there, and this was his second job, and he's a father, single dad with a couple kids. Got talking, shared. I said, we could exchange information, and I could share a little bit more with you about what I do. If it's a fit, great. If not, that's okay too. Super excited. Would never get a free account. Kind of just, kept him, on my radar. And finally, he said yes to the 5 days. And I met him. What was it? January of last year. Oh, no, this year, January of 2014, I met him. And then he decided to be part of my free ab and squat challenge. I did 25 days. And from it, I thought, he's being pretty present in here. Let me invite him. And he said, I was kind of thinking about that again, and I was going to message you. Yeah, add me to the group. So here we are. We've been connected. I formed him. We've stayed connected. Somehow we have mutual friends, and it was just the timing was right for him. So it's one of those things. We're connected this week for a follow-up because he's crazy busy. But you never know. You never know. So if you can stay connected with the people that you meet and just continue to help them, eventually they have some kind of need that we can fill. So thank you guys so much for joining. Do you guys have any questions going into week? Oh my gosh, is this week? No. Are we going into week 5?
Yeah.
Thank you. I was getting confused for a second, thinking okay. All right. Do you guys have any questions going into week 5?
I have a quick question.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if anybody can help me. Dawn, I know that you're on Instagram a lot, but I've been having activity on my Instagram where people are liking things that I post, but they're not necessarily following me, but they're not commenting. Mm-hmm. So usually I like to comment to people that are commenting or choose to follow me, but I'm not, in this case, I don't know where to start a conversation. So
Go
guys
into just go down the list. Everybody that likes your picture, you click on them on their profile, and you look right away. I check to see if they're a Beachbody coach, and most of those people you can weed out right away. I'm not trying to be like, weed them out, but you don't necessarily need to be following another Beachbody coach unless they are really, really awesome for you. But and some of those people are really hidden. But for Instagram, you just go and you click on who has liked your picture, one after another. And what you do when you click on them, you open up their profile, and then you go through their pictures, the last 10 or so. I mean, whatever you see that you like, you actually click like on it. You go through and like 5 or 6 of their pictures, find one of theirs that you find inspirational to you. Don't just do it because you're going through the motions. I find when I'm going through the motions, I sound like a moron. So I just go through and I just click like, and then if I find something that really strikes me, I mean, I might have to scroll back 3 months through their stuff, and I say, oh my gosh, this is really amazing. Like, and I might say to them, your profile is really awesome, and this picture really inspires me, you know, and then ask a question. And then from there, you open up the conversation. And I do it with every single person who likes my pictures if they're new, if they're not somebody I've already formed through Instagram.
Okay, yeah, because I've been trying to figure out, like, you know, how to start the conversation with somebody who's just liked me. But usually if they follow me, I will create a conversation. But if they've just liked me, I'm like, do they want to follow me? Do they not? You know, it's just like, will it sound weird that I'm, you know, responding, you know? I don't want to be like a weirdo.
The following is great, but the following is great, but what Instagram is a lot about is like that almost like that high school mentality where like, oh, I'm so popular. So you don't want to go out there and follow a bunch of people if they're never going to produce back for you, and that again sounds kind of weird, but you just want to go into their profile, everyone's profile that likes you. Because one of your hashtags attracted them to your picture. They either searched you because they're not following you, so how did they find your picture? Right. They searched that particular hashtag. You'll never know which hashtag that is, but in the meantime, you can go in and be genuinely honest. If you think their dog is cute, I'll be like, oh my gosh, I used to have a white German Shepherd. That's so awesome. And then you go over here and you say, what the heck are these vegan chocolate chip cupcakes? Like, these are awesome. How do I make these? Or
do you know it's your dog? Okay.
Yeah, give them to your dog. Like, you can literally just go. It's great for someone like me because I have ADHD, so it's amazing for someone like me to just go boop, 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 boop all over the place. And you don't really have to remember. That's what's awesome, because tons of people will not respond. So you don't have to have like that follow-up list for Instagram like you do for Facebook. Because you might go through like 10 people and all their pictures and then do all their likes and do all the comments, and you might get like 1 or 2 people that say, oh, thank you so much. Yeah, I worked really hard on my Instagram profile. And then from there, you build the relationship and say, well, have you ever thought about like coaching or being a health professional or something, because you're really good at what you do, and that's like second step where you go.
Right.
I should do like
yeah. And what about Twitter? Are any of you guys because I've been having some activity on Twitter too. Like I use Hootsuite for some posts, and I just feed it all into all of my social networks, and I've been having recently some people actually, retweeting my stuff or following me, and I know how to use Twitter, but not really to use it in a market. I haven't really dove into it in a marketing sense for myself, because some of these people are like, they have thousands of followers, and I think one of them was like, I don't know, they look like a celebrity status, and I'm like, well, how am I supposed to, I'm just trying to figure out how to start conversation with some of these people and filter them out and see if they're really, how really interested are they, in things that I'm sharing. Are you doing any Twitter? No?
I mean, just the bare minimum on Twitter and Pinterest. Like I have my stuff. People repinned my stuff, retweeted, but
Okay.
I have not gone full force into either of those.
Okay.
Miley,
Cool.
on Twitter, you can actually DM people. It's called direct message. So you could do the same thing there, is what you could start to form them there, and kind of you could retweet something, or people are, hey, I saw you retweeted such and such. Are you also into whatever it was that, something that, or how long have you been into, or have you always been into fitness? If it was something fitness related or health-wise, you can ask a question like that. Keep it simple, keep it short. People will message you back on Twitter. People, as long as you keep the conversation going and there's a reason for it, to stay going. And then, hey, are you on Facebook? Some people just aren't. Some people just Twitter. But some people are. And then you can invite them there. It's almost like inviting them into your living room when you invite them back to Facebook. But I would keep track of your Twitter people, different than Instagram. I would keep track of those people that you're direct messaging. Okay? You can do a DM there, and you say, oh, hey, I saw that you retweeted, something. And people, I think, are going to be shocked, that you do that, because not a lot of people do that. But there's a way to direct message.
Okay. I'll have to look into that. Thank you.
Yep, sure. Anybody else have any other questions about anything before we take a picture? No? Okay. So I'm going to get us ready to take a picture, and we're just going to smile and all that good stuff. Let me get it all ready.
Oh, my puppy wants to be part of the picture. He's trying to get his face up here.
All right. Any marks? 1, 2, 3, cheese. Excellent. Thank you so much, ladies, for being here. You guys all make the call, and every time we share something of us, each one of us receives something from it. So I'm really glad that you guys were here. And I promise to make good on my promise of going back, catching up, and valuing you and giving you feedback from all of your videos that I have not done yet. And I own it. I own the fact that I have not done that for you guys, and you guys deserve that. So that will be done this week for you. Thank you for being here, and I will have the drawing. I'm not ready yet for a drawing for this week, so it's not going to be live on here, but I will do a video and post it for the drawing from last week.
Sounds good.
Okay.
Thank you.
you.
Bye, guys.
Bye.
Bye.